You mentioned the need of equitable access to finance markets for the working class. So, what steps do you believe are necessary to achieve this balance between Main Street and Wall Street?
Well, again, that comes down to the democratic process being built into the social media platform, where the various groups get to elect the various committees, both local, national, and international, that based off of what voting pool they exist in, where they get to say, we would like the world to look this way, or this main street needs more help, that main street needs more help. A small town should not be gutted just because one company left it. That's what happened during the 90s to a lot of rural communities, which is what's led to MAGA and Trumpism, in my opinion, today, is that the corporate media was so supportive of this neoliberal order that after 40 years of being gaslit, rural communities are just fed up and angry. And then the people that listen to liberal media, they come forward with this kind of, oh, well, you're just voting against your interests. You just don't know any better. Completely rejecting the lived experience that has led to the cynicism. Should that cynicism lead to the nihilism where it's okay to say awful things about minorities? Absolutely not. But you're not going to say, no, that's not what's happening here until you acknowledge the truth that is their lived experience. Because right now, you have one side saying, your life sucks, and this is why, blame those people, totally not me and Wall Street. And the other side is saying, Wall Street's wonderful. Why you just don't know any better? It's done so many wonderful things. So it's gaslighting the youth, and it's gaslighting rural communities. And because of that, you have this narrative of young people lazy or rural people ignorant. Bear in mind that farming was one of our original sciences in history. There's so much dismissiveness towards farming and agriculture and these various skills, just like there's marginalization of the trades.
Yeah.
But when push comes to shove, this is a science. And when the scientific community, when the intellectual community looks down on these people with eyes that do not acknowledge the truth surrounding that person, to only condescend, that only seeks to divide. So you need to be able to separate the sin from the sinner, the bad ideas from the person who is repeating them, and say, I acknowledge your truth. And yes, rural communities have been treated horribly by neoliberals. And you have been gaslit for 40 years since the Dixiecrat takeover of the Democratic Party in the 90s.
Yeah.
But we are here. We are a new order within the party. And we acknowledge your truth. But the difference is, the cause is actually this. It's the influence of Wall Street. It's the influence of the very people that sign the checks of your corrupt leaders. It's all the same corruption. We need to stop blaming the government for the corruption that the two-party system allows. Because how much choice do we have between a neoliberal liberal party and a neoconservative, effectively fascist party that has a lot of the same economic beliefs? But neoliberalism, the natural result of it is fascism. You cannot separate the two. So saying I support trickle-down economics, or I'm sorry, neoliberal economics, but I'm against fascism, just shows that they have zero self-awareness as a politician, as a leader, and ultimately as a party.
Yeah,
And
true.
having a bunch of people scolding each other on social media as to what narrative to believe, when really it's a shared narrative that has been given false explanations on each side. And as long as people use these languages differently, they'll never say, oh crap, it's the same people. And until someone actually acknowledges the injustice that's inflicted on the working class without racializing it, like I've said before, I do not believe, at least for my standards, that you can truly be woke without being aware of systemic injustice, period. And the systemic injustice goes to the people that thanklessly fight the wars, that come home broken, that build our infrastructure and don't have benefits, that make our food and don't have dignity, employees that are treated as expendable. If you don't do what I say, if you don't sacrifice your dignity, your family will starve. You are replaceable. But I value the sanctity of life. Because both parties say they value the sanctity of life, but you cannot value the sanctity of life without valuing the quality of that life.
Yeah, true.
Otherwise, that life has no quality.
Yeah, true.
And neoliberalism does not offer quality, it only offers quantity. That's why they always want us to have more kids, why we're always told you need to work more. Sacrifice time with your families. They should be in school learning to be good little workers like you. Yeah, work hard. But when you're done, go home. Spend time with your family and remember why we do these things. And I don't care if it's your biological family, your found family, or a bunch of close friends that you consider family. People should be able to have those relationships fed